Hitchcock Classic on Saturday before we're back here. Tony and I will be on the call on Sunday, December 3rd, when WVU hosts Oklahoma and the Big 12 Conference Lid Lifter. Should be a competitive conference this season, Tony, but West Virginia, if the form from today holds, they look like they're up to the challenge.
Well, I think they're wrestling really well. I know it's really early in the season and not a huge sample size yet, but I think they're doing some things really well just when you're looking at technically and intensity-wise and obviously the scoring that they've been able to put up.
Austin Cooley against Kwasi Bonsu. Cooley, the redshirt junior out of Somerset, Massachusetts, a transfer for Pitt. Bonsu, a freshman from Baldwin, New York, who is learning on the fly, filling in for their very good 197-pounder Luke Chaconis, a guy that they would like to be able to redshirt so that he can develop a little bit. So he's green, very, very young, whereas Cooley has a lot of collegiate experience. Cooley, though, trying to bounce back from that last match against Cleveland State where he was leading until very late.
Well, and very late, like the last second.
Yeah, then a final, the wrestling equivalent of a walk-off.
Yeah, no, he's going to, well, you know what? It's better that happens on the front end of the year if it's going to happen at all, because the chances of him making a mistake like that again are not very high.
I wouldn't think so.
So, I mean,
but how tough
is the same
is it?
thing with Peyton Hall. Like the
right.
chances of these things happening again aren't very high. So it's just stuff you're paying attention to.
That's not
right?
going to cost you a podium trip, you would think. That's a trip mistake you make now. But for today, how tough is it for Cooley to bounce back after the disappointment of the way things went?
Again, we go back to mentality-wise. It's a new match. You gotta. So if I'm in the national tournament, I might lose a match I was hoping to win, and now I'm in the backside of it. And to be an All-American, I got to turn around and win a match, right? And I got to win another match. And so you have to get in a mindset where the next thing is the next thing. And, and again, not carry what happened before. You made a mistake, okay, that happens, okay. And then the question is, what do I learn from it? If what I learned from it is I don't get my mind right, and then I lose twice because of one loss, right? That I'm not learning anything from that, right? So the question then becomes more of, okay, I got to maintain my poise a little bit better. I got to stay in better position, and I got to wrestle all the way to the end.
Well, there are a lot of people in life, Tony, that they take one mistake or one bit of adversity, and their actions lead them to a second mistake or a second bit of adversity. And
right, or you start to think that somehow this means you're going to have a bad day or you're going to have whatever. It doesn't mean any of that stuff.
So you've really got to put up a firewall almost.
Right. It just means move on to the next thing.
The next thing for Cooley has been this 3-0 lead on Kwasi Bonsu.
Right. But on top pretty much though most of the second or first period is going to have over 2 minutes of riding time. And I think we got a warning for stalling on the bottom, so that's going to be the end of the first period.
I think it'll be big for Cooley to put up a W for that reason, and I think you're 100% right, Tony, that's not a mistake Mr. Cooley's going to make anytime soon.
I wouldn't think so.
West Virginia leads the duel 31-6. They've got dual wins already today against Kent State and Cleveland State. WVU has conquered Ohio, now on to North Carolina.
That was a sweet shot by Bonsu. Just did a good job by Cooley and finding him and turning, you know, spinning in a radius to try to get him back in front of you.
Bonsu continues to work with his legs.
Nice job there. I could just sort of kind of see that coming, right?
Yeah.
He's got double unders, and you can see that he was going to try to at least to one side or the other.
I commented on Bonsu's legs a minute ago, but he was continuing to drive forward those legs, but they were right there if Cooley wanted to go quickly, and that's exactly what he did.
So he has those double unders. So with those double unders, he was going to try to do it to one side or the other, which is basically what he did. Lift the underhook, reach across, and tap the far knee and get himself a takedown that way. And there's going to be a warning for stalling again. So that's 2. So it's 7-0. Not it should be an extra point here for Cooley on our screen.
Great thing about our folks in the truck. You speak and they make it happen.
Ha. It was only like that in real life.
The kids from Charlie Brown Christmas. You wave your hands in front of them, it gets instantly better.
Right.
Speak $1 million into existence for us, Tony.
Yeah. I wish I had that kind of mojo.
You're not the only one.
Yeah.
All mojo from Austin Cooley against Kwasi Bonsu. Couple takedowns and oceans of riding time here through 2 periods.
So the question is, so what are you going to do in the 3rd period, right? And we're going to start down, this looks like, and so you're up 7-0. You want to continue to be dominant because you did not do that in the match before. This is where I'm going to see, yeah, you're tired, right? I mean, there's definitely that. The last match definitely took some stuff out of you. You're wrestling hard, and you've been pretty dominant in this match, but you're going to get off the bottom. You got to get yourself in a good position to finish the match strong, because that's what you're going to need to do moving forward. Oh, it looks like he's going to get a reversal here.
He will.
And so
2 for Cooley.
Yeah, so then the question is, what do you do here? Are you going to just stay on top and ride him and pound him, or are you going to try to work on some things? I mean, it'd be easy to stay on top. He's been riding him the whole time. Been riding him the whole time. There hasn't really been much that Bonsu has been able to do from the bottom. And again, young guy. There's another point. I mean, now he's getting beat up down there. He's in a bar arm and a, you know, an under or whatever. But getting off the bottom is the biggest challenge in adjusting to college wrestling, period.
And I think when Duke is able to get Luke Chaconis back at 197 and they can redshirt Bonsu and he can be in that room and scrap with guys on a regular basis, get stronger, I really think it's going to be a benefit to him. I can see the upside in him that his head coach Glenn Lanham sees.
Well, he's got some talent. He's got some movement. That was a nice shot initially. Cooley did a good job of countering it, but you know, there's a lot of technical things, and again, that we were talking about it all the way through, and somebody like Jordan Titus working on those little technical things that make the difference between whether you're getting smashed sometimes because you can't get the takedown, you weren't able to finish it, and you spent all this time on the bottom, versus being able to have that takedown, be on top, maybe let him up, that kind of stuff. So that changes the trajectory of the match. Yeah, we got about 10 seconds left. So the chances of him giving up this match now are not super high.
The win probability for Kwasi Bonsu is not great.
If they were doing that sort of Amazon sort of statistical thing, you would think the wins would be pretty high. What are we doing? Oh, they think he was going to come over and talk to us.
I thought he was too. I think maybe Glenn Lanham thought this was the review.
I don't know. So
I'm not really sure why this conversation had to go over to the other side unless he thought it was maybe going to get picked up on television. Aaron Shackelford's audio was great.
Yes, right.
But maybe not good enough to pick up that conversation. That was an A-B conversation. He wanted us to see our way out.
It's really getting late. It's really getting
That's all you got for me, huh?
That's wow.
Just about to be last call here from the Coliseum. Bonsu gets the point for the escape, but a better finish from Austin Cooley. The 3rd time around is the charm for Cooley. He has bookend victories today in 3 matches from the WVU Coliseum. Conley with a strong finish to his day at 197.